We admit all.
Yeah, not 7 o'clock. though.
Okay, Mitch is here now.
See him?
Yeah, I think that's him. Let's see.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular meeting of the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Cliff. Today is August 10th, 2022, approximately 7 p.m. Call this meeting to order. It's being called to order virtually pursuant to the Zoom application, and every member of the public who wishes to will be heard at the public comment portion. Madam Clerk, will you please read into the record the statement of compliance?
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, PL 1975, Chapter 231, setting forth the time, date, place, and purpose of this public meeting through a legal notice published in the record, posted on the Borough website and on the bulletin board.
Thank you. I'd like to have the flag salute at this time. Everybody please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just by way of update, we had 6 positive COVID cases this week. We had about 12 or 13 last week and the weeks before. So things are looking good. As far as I know, there haven't been any hospitalizations. And there I am. The other 2 things I just want to make sure I mention is that the borough is sponsoring through the Recreation Department, and I thank Marco Sango for organizing this as the Recreation Director. The borough 5K race. You can run it, you can walk it, you can hop, skip, whatever you want, but it's a fun day. We've done it in the past. But 5 kilometers, 3.1 miles, mostly flat, 1 hill coming up from Sage to Johnson Park. And that's on September 18th in the morning. You can go on the website, you can register for it there. And you can also see the course basically goes down. It starts on Floyd at the park, goes down Floyd, and then you end up on Summit, come around. You go to Roberts, Jane, Johnson, and it's over. It's that simple. You should all do it. It's a lot of fun. And I expect every member of the council to break 30 minutes. The other thing that's being planned right now is Englewood Cliffs Day. This is an evening event. It'll be either October 7th, weather permitting, and the rain date is October 14th. And that will be a celebration of Englewood Cliffs. It'll be conducted jointly by all the departments, police department, fire department, DPW, Borough Hall, mayor and council. So that should be a fun event. And I think they're in the middle of planning it right now. There are probably going to be events, rides and games for the kids. And I think there might be a movie in the park as well. Okay, so I look forward to doing that. And I thank Marco, who's organizing that as well. At this time, I'd like to go into closed session. Can I have a motion?
Mayor, can we take, we forgot to take roll call.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. Mayor Kranjak?
Here.
Member Di Gregorio?
Here.
Member Luciano?
I'm here.
Member Park?
Yeah.
Member Begats?
You're muted, Councilwoman, you're muted.
Okay.
Hit the space bar. That's a
We
quick
see
way.
you're there, but
There you
Okay,
go.
I'm here.
Okay.
there you go.
Member Kapsaskis?
Here.
Council President Katrubis?
Present.
Okay. Can I have a motion to go into closed session?
Mayor, real quick, to the extent that we're going into closed session just for litigation, I don't have any further updates. So unless there's other items that you want to discuss, that was on.
There is one relating to litigation.
Okay, that's fine.
I have a motion to go into closed session.
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. So to the public, we're going to be very quick tonight in closed session. And please rejoin us in about 10 or 15 minutes. You'll be
Public about throughout your certification.
Okay, so in closed session, Mr. Luciano was out of control again as usual. We are back with the public.
Yes.
And the council did not take any action. So next on the agenda is the department reports. We have a police department report, a building department report. The council should have had those, and I didn't see anybody with any questions or comments. So that's done. Correspondence is in the agenda. Correspondence from Cindy Vida and Jeff Chinman. We have minutes for approval. I think we could do these all together. June 1, 2022 closed session, June 1, 2022 regular session, June 8th, 2022 closed session, June 8th, 2022 regular session, June 13th, 2022 special, July 7th, 2022 special meeting. That's where Luciano slandered me per se at the end of the meeting. I'll be held accountable for that. July 13th, 2022 closed session. July 13th, 2022 regular session, July 27th, 2022 special closed session, and July 27th, 2022 special meeting. To have a motion to approve all of these.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone opposed? Okay, the only thing I would say, Laura, is that there were some typos. Just go through them and clean up the typos.
Mayor, can I be recognized, please?
No, we're following the agenda.
I know, but I'm
Open
not on
to
the
the
agenda.
public.
I want to be recognized.
No, because you know why, Glenn? Because you completely misbehaved.
I'd like to make a motion. We hire
Have a
special
motion to open
counsel
to the public.
to
Have a
demand
motion to open to the public, please.
Mayor Kranjak responsible.
Can I have a
for the
motion to
lack
open
of
to the
Following
public?
a court order.
Second the
There's a
motion.
motion and a
Can I have
second.
a-
on
The
the floor.
motion.
You're not recognized.
The motion and a
Robert's
second on the
rules.
floor.
Can I have a
Motion
motion? We're
second.
following the agenda.
Matt, please advise the mayor.
If
that there's a
you
motion
want
and
new
a second
business,
on
you
the
can do
floor.
it later.
No, you're not going to recognize me later. So
Laura, yeah.
do the motion.
Laura, I can't speak over these guys.
Point of order.
Laura,
Point
mute
of
them,
order. There's
please.
a motion and a
Put them
second.
in the
on the
waiting room.
floor.
Thank you.
There is no motion. You were not recognized.
There's a motion and a second on the floor.
You were not recognized.
Matt, can you please step in and advise our mayor?
Now you don't have the floor either.
I know, so you can't stop us from doing things by not recognizing us. Let's
Well,
just be
Because
clear
we're
on that.
following an agenda. We're
Let's be
following an
clear on
agenda,
that.
okay?
Matt,
We
confused.
are following an agenda.
Matt, can you please step in?
We're following an agenda, Matt. Could I have a motion to open to the public? That's next
There's a
on the
motion
agenda.
and a second on the floor.
Can I have a motion to open to the public, please?
There's a motion and a
There is
second.
no motion. There is no second.
No.
You are not recognized.
No, you
Matt,
cannot open to the public.
Jessica, can you open to the public, please?
I'm
There-
eager to hear the public, but let that weigh in, please. Thank you.
Could you open to the public, please?
Matt, there's a motion and a second. Please advise
Yeah.
them.
The
Matt,
mayor's
Matt.
aware of Robert's rules. There's a motion and a second.
There
There is no motion
They
right
were
now.
not recognized, Matt, and we're going out of order on the agenda,
That's,
okay?
You would not
So
have
Matt,
recognized.
like always, you're always trying to find ways to go and do things that damage me, okay? Just for the record.
Why do you
It sounds
think-
like there was a call for an open to the public session. There was no motion, so you move on. It's new
We're
business.
following the agenda, Matt. This is what you do in your town.
In a second, or I'll make a motion to suspend.
By the way, if the public wants to read about Matt today, you could open up the local.
Second,
So now there's two motions on the floor. One to suspend the order of business, if that's what the mayor requires. And the second, the first motion that I made was to hire special counsel because we've been fined by a court order. We're up to about $3,500 now because the mayor has refused to file a certification that he said he didn't have, and he didn't have a problem with.
You're misstating it, Mr.
Carol
Luciano.
filed
Be
the-
very careful what you say.
Carol
Mr. Luciano.
McMorrow filed a response.
Be very careful,
Husband's
Mr.
driving
Luciano.
now.
Be very
So
careful
there's
what
a
you
motion
say,
and a
Mr.
second.
Luciano.
Take your pick there, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Luciano, be very careful what you
I'm
say.
very
You stepped
careful.
in a lot of rakes today.
Public information. You're an attorney, file a lawsuit.
Mr. Luciano, I intend to.
There's a second and there's two motions on the floor. You can take your pick, sir.
I am following the agenda.
Matt, can you
And
please,
you are not the majority.
can you please step in, Matt?
Matt, I don't want you to have the floor at the moment, Matt. Just keep your mouth shut for a
I-
minute. The
Matt?
Yeah.
majority
Well,
has
I'm telling
created
you.
an agenda. This is
Okay.
the agenda that we're supposed to be following.
Every meeting, we've jumped around, we've introduced the motion.
No, we haven't actually.
Every
We have
single
not.
meeting,
No,
Mayor.
we haven't,
Don't
Mr.
Mute me by
Luciano.
not following, not by.
No, we
allowing
haven't.
me to
And
be
Laura, you're the clerk. You're supposed to be controlling this, okay? I can't control it. He's talking over me. I am the chair of the meeting.
Mayor,
As
the only thing I
disrespectful as you
can-
people want to be to the mayor,
Your
just
motion
understand
is
that
on
I am the
the floor.
chair. Mr. Munch is not the mayor. He's a lawyer.
No, but he's our
We
lawyer,
have an agenda.
and you don't follow the law.
We have an agenda.
The only
Doesn't
thing I
matter.
can do is put them in the waiting room, Mayor. I
No.
think the
No.
settings are
No.
changed.
Be my guest.
That's the only
Quite
thing I
frankly,
can
I
do.
don't want to go
And-
through a meeting.
And
with
there
you.
are cases that would award civil damages for kicking people out of public meetings, including
Right.
elected officials. You can't kick
Well,
anybody
You
out.
know what? Then now
Hey.
how am I supposed to control this meeting? if
Where were you 2
Follow the
years
rules of
ago?
law.
Well, look, guys, we have an agenda. The public portion is next. The public has the right to
I
speak.
made a motion to suspend the order of business, and there's been a second. Please, if the mayor's not going to do his job, Matt, please step in and
No, Matt's not the mayor.
Can we call
Mayor's
the,
not- Matt is not the superintendent.
I make
of
a motion to
schools
call
here.
the
He's not
question,
police
Matt.
chief.
call,
He's not-
second, call the question,
No,
please?
because you spoke out of turn before when you made that motion. I did
no,
not
because you
recognize you.
constantly don't recognize me, and
I
I'm
do not
tired of it.
recognize you because you're constantly yelling at me, quite
I
frankly.
didn't yell
Quite
at
frankly, I don't need to put up with
You
this.
don't recognize
I
us.
don't
asked
need to
Mike-
be yelled at by you,
You
Mr.
recognize
Luciano.
us.
You might be a playground thug somewhere else, but not in my meeting.
Name calling,
If not
Very
in my
good,
meeting, no one
Mayor.
called you a name.
name calling, Mayor.
Can we call the question, please, and move
This is the
on?
motion to call the question for suspend the order.
Okay,
of-
just so everybody understands, in closed session, I asked the council if there was an
Are you
appetite.
violating closed session?
No, you know what? Because you guys decided not to do it, so I'll tell you guys.
Okay, then we'll tell
The
about you in
public-
closed session.
One of the things I thought was with eminent domain, property values are going down. And I asked the council whether or not they would take over 800 Sylvan, and none of the members of council would address that issue. Okay, these are your elected officials. They did nothing. They wouldn't even look at exploring it.
No, I spoke about it.
That's fine. I mean, look, they won't talk about it. They don't want to do anything about it. They're willing to just let the high density units be built, okay?
No, what we're doing
To the
is.
public, I tried. You elected these.
That is
people.
not true.
They're doing
Thank
nothing.
you,
That's not
Tim.
true.
They're doing
Thank
nothing.
you.
None of
I
that.
asked you guys, does anybody want to explore it? You said no. Fine, it's done. It's
I
done.
didn't say no.
No
You
one
didn't say
said,
anything, Tim.
no one responded to you,
You
Mayor.
didn't say
Said
anything. Tim, you didn't say anything.
Look at Councilwoman, no one responded to you,
You want
Mayor.
to
No
go
one
back
said
into
no.
closed session? We could go back in. But like,
You don't
you
need
didn't
to.
say anything. Tim,
Tell
you
the
didn't say
public.
anything.
That
Mayor
doesn't mean
wanted
that
to
I
say
said
anything.
no.
No,
So-
Mayor,
To
you
ask
wanted
one
to say that.
question. Mark didn't say a word.
On the floor. We have to get back to the calling the
There's a
question.
call
Mark,
to
when-
question on the floor,
You know-
Matt. Suspend the
Mark,
order.
when
of
they-
business.
when the community asks why there's high density housing, I'll say, well, because we didn't even try to stop it.
The point is that we are in
No, you don't
violation.
have the floor.
We
You don't have
need
the floor.
to,
You're not
That
recognized.
Mayor
You're
mutes
not
us.
recognized.
Don't have the floor.
we need to
You're
proceed
not
with
recognized. We have to follow
over the
Robert's
mayor
rules.
and his
You don't
emails
follow Robert's
and
rules.
certification because it's costing the borough money every day. And it's not
$250 a
fair
day.
to the residents in town. So
And the
let's,
mayor don't
let's
care.
I am,
address
look,
that.
you know
Mayor
what?
doesn't care.
I am being harassed, not only by you guys, but other plaintiffs and the people who work in those plaintiff law firms.
The judge also, right, Mayor? Is it-
Absolutely. This is not a friendly judge to
Say
us.
the judge was harassing you too. Say it in public.
Absolutely. This is not a friendly judge. This judge does not like Englewood Cliffs, does not
Thank
like
you for
me.
admitting that.
But you know what? I did what I told the public I would do. I held off this housing development for 7.5 years. You
I know,
guys have the
now it's
opportunity
now
to do
there's-
something right now, and you're doing nothing about it, okay?
$8 million
Shame on you.
later and you haven't won a
Matt,
case.
Call the
Shame
Now, can we
on-
call the
shame
question,
on you.
please?
To
Call the
suspend the order
question.
of
Shame
business.
on you. And so to the public, when your taxes triple, because they will, as a result of
Don't-
what they're doing.
Here's
This is their
rattle
fault.
the chain, scare tactics.
Listen,
Wait, the motion, there's a call to question to suspend the order of business so we can make the motion
can we,
to hire a special counsel, force the mayor to
But let
be.
me ask the council, do you guys want to go back into closed session?
no,
and
can
talk?
we have
don't
a
need
roll
to.
call? We don't need to go into closed session.
No,
There's-
no, I'm asking the council, not you.
There's a motion on the floor.
No, we could go into closed session. If
You
guys
rushed us
wanna
out
talk-
of closed
if-
session.
Well, if you guys want to talk about what we were talking about, we can go back in.
We don't need to. You can talk about it out here.
We,
You
we
did.
talk about it in the public.
You already
No.
brought it out to the
But
public.
first,
so just have
first
a
of all,
conversation
the
out here.
first order of business is what Councilman Luciano brought up. And we need to address Mayor Kranjak is in violation and the town is being,
Well, that's not true because
Every
Mr.
day.
Mensch failed to appeal anything and so did the attorneys that he hired.
So
So
could
as far as I'm concerned, my action is against them for failing to represent me. I'm not even a party to that litigation and they're giving me orders to sign? What kind of America do we live in?
Say it.
When
Just
judges
harassing
can
you,
order
right?
people who aren't
Isn't
party
that
to a
what you said?
litigation to
Just
sign
harassing you.
certifications. What kind of America is this? All right, we've become a banana republic and a banana county. Mr. Mensch, you failed to inform me of anything going on. That's your
Mayor-
liability.
Mayor,
That's your liability, sir.
Mayor, that is not accurate. You know
That is
that. I'm not
very
gonna debate
accurate.
this in
That
public.
is very accurate, Mr.
that's
Mensch.
not
You
accurate.
failed. Mr.
That's
Mensch,
not
you
accurate.
fail
Mayor.
consistently and perpetually. You never inform me of anything until I
Mayor,
have a
that's-
problem as a result of your derogation of duties.
Mayor, you know that that's not accurate.
Mr.
I have-
Mensch,
Let's-
Mr. Mensch, I read about you this morning, and the superintendent of schools in your town is absolutely right. You think
Please call
that you're the
question.
mayor, you
on
think
order.
you're the superintendent of schools, and you think you're the police chief.
this has
Revert to your
nothing to do with the subject. It's again,
Revert to your
bringing
role.
up-
Call
you're
the
personally
order.
attacking
Call the
people. Call the question. Let's call the question. Let's take a roll call.
The question is, are we going back into closed session?
No, the
No.
question is that's on the floor is, are we going to suspend the order of business? That's what the motion and the vote is on. Call the roll, please.
Go ahead, Laura, call out.
Member Di Gregorio,
Yes.
Member Luciano,
Yes.
Member Park,
No.
Member Begats,
No.
Oh.
Member Kapsaskis,
No.
Council President Katurbis.
No.
Okay, so the council majority is fine
All
with
right, stop. You don't have the floor, Mr. Luciano. You do not have the floor. Can I have a motion to open to the public?
Yeah, make motion to the public.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Park. Thank you. All in
the
favor?
council.
Aye.
Mr. Luciano, do not speak out of turn. Do not speak out of turn.
Recognize me anyway.
You will be recognized when you follow the rules, okay? I have to pretend I'm a parent and you're a child, okay? Because that's the mentality that you
You
have.
can pretend you're a parent.
Yes, well, I've done
Not a
pretty
very good
well as a
one.
parent, so
Not a very
maybe
good person.
unfortunately, you're too far gone to parent.
It's quite evident in the emails that you send to your council.
Okay, enough. You don't have the floor. The floor is for the public.
Thank you.
Anyone wishing to be heard, please raise your hand. Mrs. O'Shea's hand is up. She's following the rules. Go ahead, Mrs. O'Shea.
Thank you, Mayor. Mary O'Shea, 12 Irving Avenue. I'm going to keep this very short. They don't have to time me or anything. Last month, ordinance 22-10, I brought it to the attention of the council and the attorney that you had an error in there. It was called a township. It was called the Township Committee, the Township of Homedale, the County of Monmouth. And I would hope that this would be corrected because I would not want to see the resident be penalized for the errors of Mr. Munch's firm. Thank you.
Yeah, well, that's a great point. Mr. Mensch.
Second month.
Mr. Mensch, when do you plan on actually reviewing your work before you give it to us, okay? You're charging us for Homedale work, okay? It's kind of ridiculous. 2 months in a row. You know, that's a lawyer killer. I'm a lawyer and we don't make mistakes like that. We're a client
May I,
anyway.
can I make a comment? Can I speak?
Not recognized.
That was an error, Mrs. O'Shea. It is actually corrected on the website. I think you printed it out before I made the change, and it is changed to the Borough of Englewood Cliffs.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
I printed it out this afternoon, so it wasn't that it was done days ago or anything. It just this
No,
afternoon.
Yes, I noticed that. So it is
just really-
corrected now.
Matt, it's really sloppy, okay? It's just sloppy. Have some pride in your work. You're charging us enough.
Not $900 an hour like Cadwalader.
Cadwalader did a great job. Anybody else? want to
Sure
talk
did.
there? I'm
6
sorry.
minutes.
Mr. Luciano, you don't have the floor.
They did a great job. That's why we're
Mr.
not
Luciano, you don't have the floor. You
You're not
don't have
paying
the
them.
floor. Just hold your mouth shut for a minute.
we're not
Anybody
paying
from the
them.
public wishing to be
We're
heard?
not paying them.
Okay.
Like a motion to close the meeting in public.
Could I have a motion to close the meeting? All in favor?
Aye.
But
Nice haircut, Matt.
All right, resolution, payment of vouchers. Laura, I think the number changed after I got.
Yes, it did. I have the correct number.
So this is a motion.
Mayor there.
Mr. Guys, you can't be speaking when I'm speaking. Is that so difficult? The
You-
public needs to hear me, not you, because we're actually conducting business. I don't know what you guys are doing, but you could leave the meeting and go do it outside. But when you're in the meeting, just stop talking, okay? We're trying to conduct business. Be serious for a minute.
Mayor, may I have the floor for a moment?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's an ordinance up for tonight. I don't have my, I don't have it up in front of me, but I think it's 22-09.
That's
Oh, yes.
salary of permanent salaried employees.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to, before we get caught up in anything else, I'd like just to make a motion to table that for this evening. There's a lot that's going on with that, and I
Yes.
think it's something that should be handled by the borough administrator.
Well, isn't that something that we're not following the agenda now, Mayor?
It doesn't have to be done now. I just want to make sure that
He doesn't want to forget.
I don't
Then
want
I'm fine
anyone.
with it. We could do it now. I'm just,
So,
the mayor has two different standards.
Mr. Luciano, just stop talking for a minute, please. Mr. Katrubis, I'll make a note and we'll table it at that time,
Okay,
all right?
Okay.
And then, I'm sure Mr. Luciano will interrupt us 10 times before then, but,
Only you, Mayor.
no, you actually interrupt everyone,
Only you.
like you just did. So Laura, just tell me what the number is.
It's 3,929,870 and 83 cents.
Okay, so this is a motion, 22-177, payment of vouchers in the amount of $3,929,870.83. Can I have a motion to approve that?
I think
make
we,
the motion. Second.
Discussion, please.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. I just want to understand them. I believe that 2,000, was $3,000 for buses, movie tickets, and humdingers. Was that all for the Junior Police Academy? Does anybody know?
No, I don't. I could find that out for you.
That answers my question. I have a question also about, I also saw on here something about we're paying for someone to take the EMT test. I thought we didn't have EMTs in town. I thought that was contracted out. Why?
Some of the police officers are also.
Oh, okay, thank you. I believe in July or June, we had authorized payment to an attorney, and I haven't seen it in a couple of months, but I see on here that, and it was, I believe, Molinina, I think it was the one that someone had appealed and they won their appeal and their attorney was looking to be paid. And now it's been 2 months and I'm concerned that we always have these repeat cases that we don't pay and then we wind up having additional payments that we need to pay. So I'm just wondering why, I see on here O'Toole's on here for $87,000, but someone for $8,200 isn't on the bill list, and that's kind of concerning to me. And I think it's partially harassment and as well as opening us to potential litigation.
right.
I have no idea what you're talking
I
about.
finish, please?
Can you be specific?
I finish, please? Then there's also, I'd like to understand, maybe Councilman Katrubis is being the rec, and I believe part of this is really that. I see on here now again, to me, an exorbitant bill for water. I mean, from June 30th to July 31st, $10,000 for water.
And that's coming from rec?
I didn't say that. I said that it's a
Oh.
water bill,
You
but I,
did actually. You
no,
did.
well, thank you for jumping in, Mario. I
I
appreciate
think, let me clarify.
what I said to him.
Well, hold on a second, I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to answer your
Let
question.
me know.
I'm going
When
to
you're done,
answer.
Mayor, let me know.
I believe the
When
fire
you're done,
department,
Let me know.
I believe the fire department had some training and they would have used water for that training, but we could. double-
Okay, can we get a definitive answer? Because and
You had this all day, you could try to find out before the
when you're
meeting.
done, Mayor, I'll speak. So,
Right, but here again, the most important time for a government official is not the meeting, it's in between the meeting.
no, I've asked in between the
Well, if
meetings,
you have,
but I haven't gotten an answer.
You
Okay,
haven't-
and I don't
you
have
haven't
to ask
finished.
you.
Who did
I
you
asked
ask?
finance and we didn't get an answer. Now I'm asking the chairman of the finance committee and our council
How
president.
is he supposed to know?
So
How's he
all I'm
supposed
asking
to
is,
know?
Councilman, if you could look into it, because what I was saying is, I believe,
No, He doesn't need to get
Great
assignments
big-
from you.
see, this is, you don't like to be spoken
The
over,
C-
but
the
that's all you
CFO
do.
The
See,
CFO will
Councilman,
answer your
This is why
question.
it goes down the toilet, because the mayor has a certain set of
The
rules for
CFO
himself
The
and nobody
CFO
else.
will- I'm
So
telling
once
you right
again,
now,
Councilman
the
Katrubis, I'll try to let you.
CFO will answer your question.
But
You
the
don't give
mayor's
assignments to
continue
Mr.
speak over
Katrubis.
me.
You
But
don't give
there's-
assignments.
What I was saying about the
We don't
recreation
work for you, sir.
is that the recreation, I believe part of this is for watering the lawn at Johnson Field. But if it's $10,000 a month, as we used to hear about fiscal responsibility and fiduciary
But you're
responsibility,
all over the place.
I would like to know what's all over the place. I'm talking, if you can't find it, here, I'll speak slowly.
First of all,
I'll
like
speak
I
slowly
said,
for you, Mayor.
in
This is a
between
water
meetings is the
bill.
most important.
This is a
Guys,
water bill for
let's-
$10,000.
I
this
understand. You keep repeating
And
that, but what I'm
as-
telling you is,
I want to
don't
make
come to
sure
a meeting
that Councilman
expecting to have
Katrubis
specific answers
looks
from us.
into it so
Why
that,
didn't you go get
so
the
that we're
answer?
not paying $120,000 a year in water. It might not, I mean, you're ready to spend $8 million for a lawsuit that you know we can't win. So for me, I think $10,000 a month in water
No, you're-
is
you're
a
all
good
over the
question to ask. I'm not all over you like to
This is
use your
like-
little catchphrases.
For
And you
members
like
of the
to talk
public,
over
when you
me,
listen to Mr.
but you don't, when
Luciano,
you talk, I'm
it's
gonna
like-
talk over you.
remember those ad libs
That's
where
fine.
you
So
would just fill
Councilman
in words?
Katrubis, if you could please look into it, I would greatly appreciate it, because this should be a concern
It's
of
not his
every
job.
council member,
It's not
not the
his
mayor,
job.
because the mayor doesn't care. He still wants to push condemnation of 800 Sylvan, even though we're up to
I would.
$800.
I would
So
actually do that, actually, but.
that's good. And
Okay,
tell the
Mr.
judge that
Luciano,
she's
just
harassing you.
for a minute, just
So
stop.
Tim, if you can
Stop.
look into that.
Laura, please, just have him stop.
Hey, can you just, this is the first I hear of it, so if you could just
Mr.
send an
Katrubis,
email.
of course it is.
Yeah, Tim,
Because you know why, Mr. Katrubis? Because he does nothing in between meetings. He gets his notes from Karen Geiger the day of the meeting, and then he
Okay.
comes to the meeting and he expects you, Tim, to know
Tim,
how $10,000 is being spent.
because our mayor is
That's
out of
the
his,
logic of these people.
Miss
Mr.
Laura.
Katrubis, we will get him an
Sorry,
answer.
And Laura, I hate to put you in this, but did I raise this question between the meetings? Please let the mayor know, because his head is so far in the ground, it's not even funny.
Well, did you
But I've
tell me
never
no?
heard of it. I've
Did you
never
tell
heard of
me
it.
No.
Is this question with finance?
Did you?
But I
I
never
did,
heard of
right?
it.
Thank you, Mayor. See, so
We
you're
haven't
wrong.
heard about it.
Mayor,
Why
you're,
are you
wrong. I don't have
asking
to
Mr.
tell you
Katrubis?
anything, because no one talks to you, because you're a belligerent, petulant, antagonistic piece of garbage.
Oh, I get the work done though.
Okay, so,
Okay.
You don't
and I
get nothing
step on
done. You've
rates
got
on
nothing
people.
done.
Yep, I get things done. You keep calling me names.
Yeah.
It's gonna
You
cost
got
you
us
a lot of money, sir.
$250 a day, $250 a day fine from the mayor because he refuses to do a certification.
God.
That's what you got us.
Laura, please, get control of these people. Turn the
Guys,
microphone
everybody's
off.
talking over each other and
Huh?
there's 23 people on this call. Can we just get it over with, please?
Is that your
Laura,
case?
Yeah, well, Mitch, tell the mayor to
Guys,
behave.
could we, Tim and Mitch, you know what? Because Mr. Luciano can't behave, I would just adjourn this meeting right now. Let's approve this payments and adjourn it, because there's no reason why anyone should have to suffer this guy.
is there anything else? I mean, we got other business on
I'll
the
make a
agenda.
motion to adjourn.
We're gonna pay, I said after, we're gonna pay the
Oh,
vouchers.
okay.
Have a motion to approve the payment.
Make the motion.
Oh, we actually made it. That was
Wait, I
discussion.
need,
Second.
just
Let's
take
have
a
a roll
roll call. Member Di Gregorio,
Yes.
member Luciano,
No.
member Park,
Yes.
Those ad
That's
libs where
fine.
you
So
would just fill
Councilman
in words.
Katrubis, if you could please look into it, I would greatly appreciate it, because this should be a concern
It's
of
not his
every
job.
council member,
It's not
not
his
the mayor,
job.
because the mayor doesn't care. He still wants to push condemnation of 800 Sylvan, even though we're up
I
to
would,
$800.
I would
So
actually do that, actually, but.
that's good. And
Okay,
tell the
Mr.
judge that
Luciano,
she's
just
harassing you.
for a minute, just
So
stop,
Tim, if you can
stop.
look into that.
Laura, please, just have him stop.
Hey, can you just, this is the first I hear of it, so if you could just
Mr.
send an
Katrubis,
email.
of course it is.
Yeah, Tim,
Because you know why, Mr. Katrubis? Because he does nothing in between meetings. He gets his notes from Karen Geiger the day of the meeting, and then he
Okay.
comes to the meeting and he expects you, Tim, to know
Tim,
how $10,000 is being
because
spent.
our mayor is
That's
out of
the
his,
logic of these people.
Miss
Mr.
Laura.
Katrubis, we will get him an answer.
And Laura, I hate to put you in this, But did I raise this question between the meetings? Please let the mayor know, because his head is so far in the ground, it's not even funny. So-
Well, did you
But
tell
I've
me?
never
No.
heard of it. I've never
Tell
heard of
me?
it.
Did I
No.
raise this question with finance?
Did you?
But I
I
never
did,
heard
right?
of it.
Thank you, Mayor. See, so you're
We
wrong.
haven't heard about it.
Mayor,
So
you're,
why
I don't have to
Mr.
tell you
Fisher?
anything because no one talks to you because you're a belligerent, petulant, antagonistic piece of garbage.
Oh, I get the work done though.
Okay, so
Okay.
You don't
and I
get nothing
step on
done. You
rakes
got
on
nothing
people.
done.
Yep, I get things done. You keep calling me names. It's gonna
You
cost
got
me
us
a lot of money,
$250 a day, $250 a day fine from the mayor because he refuses to do a certification.
God.
That's what you got us.
Laura, please, get control of these people. Turn the
Guys,
microphone
everybody's
off.
talking over each other and
Huh?
there's 23 people on this call. Can we just get it over with, please?
Is that your
All
case?
Yeah, well, Mitch, tell the mayor to
Guys,
behave.
could we, Tim and Mitch, you know what? Because Mr. Luciano can't behave, I would just adjourn this meeting right now. Let's approve this payments and adjourn it, because there's no reason why anyone should have to suffer this guy.
is there anything else? I mean, we got other business on
I'll
the
make a
agenda.
motion to adjourn.
We're gonna pay, I said after, we're gonna pay the
Oh,
vouchers.
okay.
Have a motion to approve the payment.
Make the motion.
Oh, we actually made it. That was
Wait, I
discussion.
need,
Second.
just
Let's
take
have
a
a roll
roll call. Member Di Gregorio,
Yes.
member Luciano,
No,
member Park,
Yes.
member Begats,
you're
You're
muted. You're muted, Councilwoman. Muted. You're muted, Councilwoman.
we can't hear you.
I would like to follow up with the $10,000. I think it's a good question.
I will look into that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Excellent.
Member Begats,
Yes.
member Kapsaskis,
Yes.
Council President Katurbis.
Yeah, I would just like to say that this is the first that I hear of this $10,000. Nobody's ever sent me an email. That's number
Councilman,
one.
I'm not
Number two,
implying, Councilman, I apologize, but I was not in no way.
like I said, I can't give you an answer in the blind, but number two, we're in the middle of a heat wave. So whatever the water was used for, I'm sure that it was because we needed it. But
Council,
anyway, yes.
I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is $10,000 for the month seems to be exorbitant and
We
we need to look
understand.
into it.
We
I'm not saying that
understand.
you knew about it before. I just seen it on the bill list
We
myself. And
understand.
all of us should be going through the bill list and
It's
looking.
not a two-hour conversation. They're gonna get you an answer. If we knew about it before, you would have had your answer. And by the way, it is Joe Biden's America right now, so everything's a lot more money, okay? So enjoy your vote.
This is Mayor, and this is Cranjack's Englewood Cliffs. That's why it's down the toilet.
So
It's like just-
actually, our taxes have been very well conserved for us and our residents, and we've had tax cuts multiple times.
Tax
since I've been
cuts.
mayor. So Mr. Luciano, zip it. So next on the agenda is consent agenda. So
I thought we were adjourning.
this is 22-178 to 22-195. Have a
Tax
motion?
appeals.
Does anybody have any motion to this?
Make motion.
Second,
Okay, any discussion?
Oh,
Just, I asked the council before you vote, look at the tax appeal and make sure you don't have a conflict if you vote on any of these. That the names of the residents and property owners are there. Having no discussion, can I have a roll call?
Did we have discussion?
I asked, nobody said anything.
Oh, no, I just heard you talking. So I'm just have a question on 22-189. We're looking to get I thought we had a part-time CFO. What happened?
His term ends on September 9th.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going, just so that you know, Laura, all the tax appeals, I'm going to abstain from.
Okay.
Otherwise, everything else I'm good with.
Okay, we have a vote, please.
Member Di Gregorio,
Yes.
member Luciano,
Yeah, as previously stated, yes to all except for the tax appeals, I'm abstaining.
member Park,
Yes.
member Begats,
yes.
member Kapsaskis,
Yes.
Council President Katurbis.
yes.
Okay, next up, Tim, you had mentioned the salary ordinance, and that was 2209.
Yes.
There's also an introduction ordinance setting 2022 salaries. You're okay with that one going forward tonight?
The one percent salaries, I think we need, I'm okay introducing it, but it probably needs to be amended. We have to talk to Matt further about
Okay,
that.
so this is an introduction for a public hearing on September 14th, 2022. This is the 2022-12 ordinance setting 2022 salaries. Have a motion?
Wait, discussion, what's the difference?
Council President, if you were looking to amend the substantive numbers that go with the salaries, then you may want to wait to introduce it, because if it's a substantive change, you may have to redo it anyway.
Well, they wouldn't
I'm
be
not
all
sure if it is a
numbers.
substantive change. I need to speak to a few people within Borough Hall about it first, just to make sure we're on the same page.
So let's table it.
But hold on though, what if it's just one of the lines or two of the lines? What can't you do?
No,
that?
there's more than that.
No, table, we should table 09, Rivka. 12, I think we're okay.
Well,
You
what's
have
the
a-
difference between the two? They're both salary ordinances.
They're different.
There's
No, that's
different.
what I'm asking. What's the difference? I know the difference because one says 09 and one says 12.
Councilman,
I'm not here to read for you. That's
No,
one thing
I'm
I can't
here
do
to
for
speak
you.
for
I
me
cannot
either.
read these documents for you.
Why don't you just play a tape of that?
But if you would like to, I could read it
In the
all
park.
things for you after, like a bedtime story. Really? Okay, so Tim, did you want to go forward with 12?
So 12, Rivka, what do you want to do?
I would like to table it
Okay,
because we have to look more deeper into all of it there. And
Okay, I'm not aware of any of these discussions, but we could table it, have a
Right.
motion to table. So table 22-12 and.
and 09,
And 09.
right.
before we table 12, Matt, does that put us in any sort of, does that
12
compromise?
No, tabling 12 has no issue other than the fact that for those employees who may be seeing their salary change this year, it's retroactive from when it gets passed, but it just delays the time that the salary actually, whatever the changes are, actually gets implemented, by another couple weeks, however it takes to get it finalized. If you're
Okay.
tabling 2209, which was introduced at the last meeting, if there are substantive changes in the future to 2209, you may have to reintroduce, or make an amendment and then set it for a public hearing at that time.
Okay.
All right, so there's a motion to table 22-12. Somebody so moves that.
I second that.
Who moved it? I'm sorry.
Rivka moved it.
Okay.
Rip the move, all right, and then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, so it's tabled. Now 2209, that's the one that was going to be adopted tonight. So if you
Rivka just.
table this, I don't know if you have to reintroduce it.
Do we? I don't know how it works.
No, you continue, Matt, can't we just continue the hearing to the next meeting?
Correct. I mean, what you may want to do is just ask the public if anybody is here to speak on this, because it was set for a public hearing today. So I would suggest that you open up the public just in case.
The motion to open to the public for this limited purpose.
I'll make a motion open to the public.
Matt either.
Second,
All in favor?
I,
Anyone opposed? Okay, so if there's anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on 22-09, this is salary of certain salaried employees. Please raise your hand and you'll be recognized.
Seeing no one, Mayor, I make a motion to close the meeting to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, next one is 22-10. This is an ordinance authorizing vacation of easement. This is the one that we spoke about. I believe it's on Henry Street. And this is to assist one of our residents with the transfer of ownership of her home because she had a problematic easement there, and we just need to have that. So this is a public hearing. Can I have a motion to open to the public?
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, if there's anyone in the public who wishes to be heard, just on 22-10, this is the ordinance authorizing vacation of easement. Please raise your hand and you'll be heard. Okay, I don't see anyone. Can I have a motion to close to the public?
Motion. Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
yes,
Anyone opposed? Okay, could I have a motion to approve 22-10 ordinance authorizing vacation of easement?
What's first?
I'll make the motion.
Have a second, please.
Second.
Second.
Have a roll call.
Member Di Gregorio,
Abstain.
He never does anything the same.
Member Luciano,
Aye.
Member Park,
Yes.
Member Begets,
Yes,
Member Kapsaskis,
Yes.
Council President Katurbis.
Yes.
It passes.
All right, so thank you for doing that. You really helped a resident who has been very good to this town as well. And I see she's there. So take care. The next one is 22-11 recreation fees. Can I have a motion to open to the public to discuss recreation fees?
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, if there's anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on 22-11 recreation fees, please raise your hand. Okay, I don't see anyone. Can I have a motion to close?
Make a motion.
Make the motion.
Can I have a motion to authorize
Second.
and approve 22-11 recreation fees.
Make the motion.
Second.
Okay.
Member Di Gregorio. Member Di Gregorio,
Yes.
Member Luciano,
Aye.
Member Park,
Yes.
Member Begets,
yes,
Member Kapsaskis,
Yes.
Council President Katurbis.
Yes.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Mayor, can
Mayor,
I
before
please
you
be
adjourn, Mayor, I just have one thing for the correspondence.
Now we
We need an answer for Miss Cindy Vida about the planting a tree or a memory in memory of her father.
oh,
We didn't do a vote for that.
I make a
All right.
motion,
There wasn't a resolution or a motion, but go ahead. If anybody wants to make that motion, go ahead.
motion second.
Motion and second.
Okay, could, discussion, anyone? None?
Yeah, I'd like to know where the tree's going to be planted.
It's some in Johnson Field.
Oh, okay.
instead of a stone,
Okay,
Councilman, why don't we just make it based on,
sorry, I'm sorry,
based on the
sorry, you
approval of
don't,
the
you don't
rec-
have, excuse me, you don't have the floor. I was
Okay.
speaking.
I never have the floor.
I was speaking though, that's why.
No, I was speaking-
Let's just make sure that the tree gets planted in a manner consistent with the new plan that we're contemplating adopting next week. And to the public, we're planning on a special meeting, I think next Wednesday, to review a renovation of the park. So let's just make sure this tree gets planted in some place that's gonna work
Can
long
I be
term.
recognized, Mayor, please?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to direct our attorney, our borough
No,
attorney.
no, we're still dealing with the tree.
Wait,
still
this
dealing
is-
with the tree.
I thought we already passed that.
We didn't pass it.
Okay,
We
I'm
had
sorry. Can I be
discussion.
recognized when we're done with this vote, please?
Can you please just stop?
Well, I don't want you to just
Okay.
adjourn the meeting without
Let's
recognizing.
focus on what we're doing right now, which is there's a tree as a memorial to a family member.
David and
We
I
had
made
a
the motion.
motion, we had a
David
second, we
David
had a
and I made
discussion.
the
Ms. Laura,
motion.
can we please have a roll call?
Member Di Gregorio,
Yes.
Member
Aye.
Luciano,
Aye.
Member Park,
Yes.
Member Begets,
yes.
Member Kapsaskis,
Yes.
Council President Katurbis.
Yes.
We have a motion to adjourn.
Recognized, Mayor.
No,
Have a motion to adjourn.
No.
Can I please be
do
recognized,
not
Mayor?
adjourn yet. Don't be in a
No.
rush to adjourn.
Have
What
a
do you?
motion to adjourn.
I Make a motion to direct our attorney to hire a special counsel to go back to the court and demand that all fines assessed to us for our mayor was refusal to follow the court
Yes,
order
the fines were not assessed against me.
to
okay.
make sure
All
that
right,
the
so get your
fines
facts straight. I'm not a party to that litigation.
be assessed personally against the mayor. That's what I'm looking to have because
So
the
you
mayor,
want to spend $500 an
that's the
hour?
motion.
I
try
would
to hurt
second
me?
that.
That's the
I
motion.
second the
Is that what you
motion.
want to do? You want to spend $500 an hour to try to hurt me? Okay.
Better than 900 an hour to lose $8 million.
You're all over the place.
Motion-
Mr. Luciano.
motion-
I wish you'd actually get a good night's sleep before you come to these meetings so you could be lucid.
You meet me in the park afterwards, I'll get a good night's sleep.
I have no idea what that means, but usually at the end of the meetings, you slander me.
I want you to read to me.
Usually you slander me pretty well, and I will take
No, I
that.
only speak the truth about you. So there's a motion and a second on the,
Truth is not a defense. All right.
Member Di Gregorio?
Yes.
Can we have discussion, please?
Sure.
Yes, please.
In
Well,
other
the
words,
mayor's not gonna do
so
anything on it. So you look, he's sitting there like a,
I just want to know,
You don't
I
have the
just
floor,
want-
please, yeah.
I just want to know from Matt, where are we going with this whole,
Yeah, when we're gonna
fine? How do you-
stop it,
how do you put an end to this?
right? How are we stopping it?
mayor.
I mean, what
file-
does this mean? Does this mean because?
It will be resolved
Does this
tomorrow.
mean because one person doesn't want to comply for whatever
Tim,
reason,
just so you
that the
know,
entire borough is held hostage?
Hold on,
I don't
Tim.
understand.
no, Tim,
Yeah.
first of all, no, I just want to answer you, Tim. It'll be resolved tomorrow because Mr. Mensch failed to keep me informed and the other council failed to do their jobs. I actually have my own counsel taking care of it and dealing with.
Mayor, you were
Mi-
informed.
Mr. Mensch, no,
You were
no,
sent-
let me finish.
You were sent an email.
Let me finish.
You were sent an
Mr.
email on
Mensch.
June.
Mr. Mensch, Mr.
You were
Mensch.
sent an
Mr.
email on
Mensch,
June
I work in
30th.
Bridgewater. It doesn't
You were
work here.
sent-
You're
no,
the attorney.
Mayor,
Shut
Mayor,
your
you
mouth.
don't get.
I have the floor, Mr. Mensch.
Mayor,
I have
Mayor,
the floor.
you,
Mr.
you,
Beard says you're
you
like
stated
this.
something which is untrue.
Mr. Mensch,
You were sent an email
I
on
just
June
resolved the
30th
problem, Mr. Mensch.
outlining this issue.
Mr. Mensch,
You sent
Tim
an
and I
email
were
again
speaking, Mr.
on
Mensch.
August
Mr. Mensch,
1st.
Tim and I were
So-
speaking. Laura, mute
so-
him.
So,
Tim,
Mayor,
Tim and
I just
were
want to make sure,
speaking. Two
I just want to
elected
make sure it's
officials were
clear.
speaking. Mute
there
Mr.
was an
Mensch.
email on June 30th and an
Mute Mr.
email on
Mensch.
August 1st. So
Mute him.
you don't say untrue things
Mr. Mensch is
about
not
me
elected.
or my
He could be muted.
services.
He could be
No.
muted and he will be
That's,
muted.
Mr.
that's
Mayor,
the only issue that I have to
Tim,
add to this
And what
discussion.
I did was, I actually had to hire my own attorney to deal with this because Mr. Mensch failed me. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge Mr. Mensch's firm for their negligence. Back.
Mayor, as you know,
Mr.
you had
Mensch,
special, no,
Mr. Mensch,
Mayor, you
Laura,
had
please mute
special
him.
counsel.
Laura, I'm directing you to do something. He's not an
Mayor,
elected official.
Mayor,
He doesn't
you-
get to talk back like that.
understood- You
Laura,
understood, Mayor.
Find his mute
Mayor.
button and mute him, Laura.
Madam, sorry.
Laura, this
I
is your
did.
job.
I
I'm the
did.
chair, Mr. Mensch. Mr. Mensch, I'm gonna come to one of your meetings and school you about what you do to my meetings, okay?
please do.
You sit there and unless you're addressed by me, you don't speak. You're
Mayor,
the
let's be
attorney.
clear. I'm gonna be very
Mr.
clear.
Kim,
Okay,
Mr.
if you
Katrina,
mute
Mr.
anybody,
Mensch,
if you mute anybody,
Mr.
it's a
Mensch,
violation
you
of
are
civil
not,
rights.
you are not an elected official. In fact,
let's
you
be
are out of
clear.
control, Mr. Mensch.
Mayor,
You're always
don't
cutting
care
in.
about civil rights.
You can't
Mr.
mute
Mensch,
anybody.
Mayor, don't
Mr.
care
civil
about.
rights
Lewis and I were
violation.
speaking. We were speaking.
No.
We wanted you to not
Let's-
speak,
Let's
okay?
be clear.
Mr. Mensch, can you not speak for a minute?
Oh, but Tim asked him a question.
But I'm actually
I asked him a
answering
question.
Tim.
Tim
Yeah, I like
answered the
that.
question.
But Tim, I told you that I'm taking care of it. Mr. Mensch has done everything possible to damage me, to hurt me, to
תמיד
injure me.
מאשים את כולם.
He doesn't do his job.
Rivka, we
He
can
doesn't
hear you.
belong in
Rivka.
our town. He should be in Bridgewater. I read a very interesting article about you today, Mr.
Oh,
Mensch.
stop,
Everyone
stop,
feels the same
Mario.
way
You're
about
repeating
you.
yourself.
You're
Mayor.
repeating yourself. It has nothing to do with the issue.
Mr. B-
at hand. It has nothing to do with the issue. at
That's enough.
Correct.
Have a motion to adjourn.
No,
We
I'd
are
like to-
tired.
Hold on.
We're tired.
Tim,
Let's
do
hear
not
from
adjourn
Matt.
until we hear from Mr.
Let's
Mensch.
hear from Matt, please.
What do you
Matt,
think, what do you
the
think
floor.
he's gonna say? This guy is so anti-Cranjack, it's ridiculous, and he's a borough attorney. I am part of the governing body that he represents, and everything he does
You're
is to
failing
hurt
us.
me all the time.
Failing us, Mayor.
I've had it with him.
town, you failed the
I've had
town.
it with him. And Mr. Mr. DiGregorio, you don't have the floor.
Let's hear from Mr. Mensch.
Mr.
No,
Mensch, please.
I believe the council, all members of the council, including the mayor, were on my correspondence from a couple days ago on this topic. So I really don't have anything further to add in public. You have my summary of what has occurred. As you know, you're
Your starting
represented.
point is incorrect. You did not keep me informed. You did
Mr.
not
Mayor,
keep me
will-
informed.
Mayor, will you waive attorney-client privilege so that Matt can release the emails that he sent to you?
I'm not waiving my privilege.
That's what I figured.
No.
That means you
All
know he
right,
sent
well,
you an email,
no.
didn't he?
I have, you may not understand this, but I've
Good.
been attacked by everybody. I have due process rights. I am an American. I have American citizenship. The judge is making orders to people who aren't party to a litigation. Makes no sense. I have due process rights. And if you guys want to step all over them, I will meet you in federal court. And Mr. Mensch, I have a seat reserved for you. Because everything you do
Timothy.
is to damage me all the time. You
More
don't
time
belong here.
was
You
wasted.
should go back to Bridgewater and try to make amends with the people that you've hurt there, okay?
Tim, the answer to your question is that the judge entered an order back in June. And ordered several people, it wasn't just Mayor Kranjak, to provide additional documents in response to discovery. In response to an Oprah request. So as a,
Is that you?
as an official from the town, all of you as elected officials are subject to Oprah. So that's the.
Well,
that's
we
the
also
answer
have the
to your
right for you to keep us informed, not just.
Mayor, I'm not going to go back around on this. You were
Before.
informed by your special
you weren't.
counsel
No, you
who was
failed.
hired.
Waive your privilege so we can see the emails.
So,
Because we
so
know
can
you're
we go
lying.
into closed session to discuss this a little bit more, please? I just want to put an end to this, so at least we understand before this meeting is over.
But I think this should be done in public, Tim.
It doesn't seem to me that Matt wants to discuss this in public.
Just listen, despite whatever Mayor Kranjak wants to say, I have an obligation to the client. So there may be things that I'm not going to say in public. I will defend myself from comments that are not accurate, but I'm not going to get into the substance of a legal argument in the public on issues that may or may not ever come up in court. So
You failed.
Can I make a motion to go into closed session to discuss this then?
It's not. on the-
Second.
Didn't we discuss this in closed session before?
Yeah, because I thought the mayor said he didn't have a problem back in June doing a certification. Now I'm surprised that this month that he didn't do a certification. And he told the special counsel that he didn't have it.
You're speaking out of school.
Yo,
First of all, you're not an attorney. You're not me. And
Hallelujah.
you don't get to trample my rights, okay?
You trampled
You
ours.
don't get to do things like that, okay? And
How many
Mr. Mayor,
times,
you're
how many
condemning
times
me.
did you mute us?
You should be
it's all
muted
on
because
tape.
You're always interrupting. You have no respect for authority.
No, you don't
have
let
no
anyone
respect
else
for
speak.
democracy.
It's all on it's all
You're a
on tape.
withering socialist, okay? That's all
Name
you
calling,
want. You
once
just wanna take
again.
everyone's money. You just want to take everyone's money.
The point is you're costing the
I'm not
taxpayer
costing
money
anyone
every
anything.
day.
It's your,
Because of your
it's your
lack
person
of
who's actually harassing the town and me, your person, who had a very nice job here, but managed to mess that up, okay?
Your
I'm not
person.
going any further with
I
that.
make a motion to call the question.
Second,
Question.
The question is to direct Matt to hire special counsel to go to the court and make sure that the mayor is personally responsible for any and all fines, not the taxpayers.
But you'll pay like $10,000 to
And
find
it's,
out that you
that's
can't
all right.
do-
You paid $12,000 for a $6,000 fine that we lost, and it cost us $18,000, which didn't even
I have no
come
idea what
to
you're
the
talking about.
council.
I have
didn't
no
even
idea.
come
You
to the
just pulling
council.
numbers out of your hat.
No, yeah, I have records of it.
You have nothing. You have nothing unless Karen Geiger tells you what to say. You don't
And
know
the
what
same
to-
with you with Mrs. McMorrow. Give me a break.
I don't talk to her.
I know you don't. Just take the
So
risk.
can we go into closed session to discuss this?
No,
please?
there's a motion and a second on the floor with a call to question. If someone wants to make a motion to table it, that's beyond my control. But right now, to follow the rules of law, there's a motion and a second on the
You
table.
can, you can withdraw the motion, Glenn. I mean, we're
I
gonna
wanna
discuss
withdraw
this
the motion.
anyway. I'd like
I
to
think we
discuss
already
it.
have the answers. I think everybody is I don't
I don't have
understand.
the answers that I'm seeking. I don't think I do.
Well, the only answer is do you want the taxpayers to pay for Mario Kranjak not doing the certification that he told us in June he had no problem with?
You're
Or do you
lying.
want to just, or do you
Again,
want
you're lying.
Mario Kranjak to pay the fine?
Mr. Luciano, you are a liar. You are a liar, okay? And if you're
I'm
gonna
a
lie
liar.
to the public, I am
I'm a
gonna
liar.
call you out every time.
Can we just go
You're a
into closed
liar,
session
because I
to,
think, look at every council member that was in that
You
meeting.
know what?
Ask them.
You know what, guys, on council, if you want to suffer Luciano, continue with this meeting. Otherwise, just adjourn it.
Well, you can leave, Mayor. There's a motion and a second on the floor.
It
Call-
doesn't matter. You weren't recognized to begin with.
It
so
doesn't
I'll
matter.
take
There's
that
a
risk.
motion and a second.
Who wants to hang out with you, right? I mean, we can't get anything productive done with you, Mr. Luciano.
We got the whole meeting done.
You spent the whole day just railing against the Little League. The whole day.
The whole
these
day
emails
railing-
from you.
I know.
And I encourage the
I
public.
railed against the
Oprah,
Little League because you know what? I asked them,
You-
how
you
much
were-
revenue do you get
You
from
were harassing the Little League
How many
coaches all day.
up for recreate? Those are
All
harassing.
day. All you did was harass the
To
Little
hold them
League.
accountable. When you know
One of
what?
the
You know what I
finest
learned?
institutions in this
They're
town.
supposed to pay to
One
maintain.
of the
that we're
finest
paying for.
institutions in this town, and you
We
have
don't
to
even
harass them.
got the
What did you ever do to help kids in town? Nothing.
Paint it any way you want, Mayor, because you're delusional.
All you did was harass the town's
Yeah,
coaches.
I'll gladly
All day.
give my emails to anybody that wants to see them, because once again,
I encourage
fiduciary
everyone to
responsibility.
Oprah, and you can see
I
Mr.
do share. There's a
Luciano
motion and a
stepping
second on the
on
floor.
rake.
There's a motion
We were
called.
so
Okay.
close to the end of this meeting. We were so
yeah,
so
I'd
close.
like to make a motion to table that, please. And I really want to discuss this with Matt for 3 minutes I just want to talk to Matt. I'm just hoping that people just don't jump in.
Can we
You know what, yeah, I really think that we should go into closed session and bring some closure to this.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll take the vote on the motion to table and do what you guys want to do.
Now, let's go to
Member
closed session and finish
DiGregorio?
tonight.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I already heard about the mayor mentioned that he's gonna to solve this issue tomorrow
No.
or maybe in the future. Why?
You
we
believe
Getting
that,
have
solved
Councilman?
tomorrow, Mark.
to,
He's never told the truth
we
of
have
any-
to trust his statement. I don't think so. We don't need that. He already mentioned that he's going to solve this issue himself. Why?
Okay, so next
I-
week, Councilman, next week when it's not resolved, I'll ask you how you feel about the mayor's honesty in resolving it tomorrow.
Maybe we have even enough
My lawyer
time. This
is
is not
resolving it
urgent. But he
tomorrow.
already
My
mentioned
lawyer is
that. Why
resolving it tomorrow.
don't you
and
trust
I'm sending
his
Matt my
public
bill.
All right,
statement?
Mark, you
I
bring
trust
up a
his
point.
Public statement though.
All right.
Then
You
vote no,
bring
show
up a
the
good point.
public you don't want to hold the mayor accountable. Take the vote.
We're not there yet. We have to, we're exploring it.
Well, that's, Mark just said, why are we going to do it? The mayor's going to solve it tomorrow. So if that's the
That's
case,
what the
there's a
mayor
motion
said.
on the table, there's a motion on the floor. Take the vote, show the
We
public that
have-
you don't care, that the mayor is causing everybody to be fined $250
You're
a day.
liar.
and We're going to
You're
pay
a
it.
complete liar. You're a complete
Matt, am I
liar.
lying?
Glenn,
Quite
next
frankly,
Wednesday, we
quite
have a
frankly,
meeting,
you know,
correct?
I'm tired of suffering you and your nonsense. You sit there, you don't have the floor. I am the chair. If you don't like me as mayor, try running against me, okay? And try winning. You have no shot, okay? You're very lucky, though, that I self-imposed 2 terms, okay?
You are very
Very
lucky.
lucky, because I
You're
will
very-
destroy
You're going to
you.
go down as the worst mayor in the
People
history
don't-
of Englewood Cliffs.
People don't want people like you near them, let alone in a council meeting, let alone elected, okay?
That's
So
good.
I've
That's
had
why
enough
you
of you.
won't read to me.
You
Is
just
that why
shut
you
me
won't
out.
come read to me?
I encourage this
Is that why you
council
won't
to
come
just
read to me?
adjourn. Let's get this meeting done. We've had enough of you.
There's a motion and a second on the floor.
There's no
Matt.
motion. There's nothing.
Take the
Have
vote.
an adjournment, Tim. Enough. You could talk to Matt separately.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
So
You can talk to Matt separately.
Just
Do we
for
need
the
a roll
public,
call for the
see
table
that
or
they don't
not?
wanna Hold the mayor accountable.
You can have a roll call for it. All in favor of tabling?
Yes.
No,
Aye.
Anyone
No.
against?
I'm against.
Okay, it's tabled. Have a motion to adjourn?
Make the motion to adjourn.
Tim, you don't want to hear from Matt. Okay.
I'll call them separately.
All
Just,
favor?
there's too much chaos here.
Yes,
We don't
we
wanna-
need this chaos.
All in favor of adjourning?
Show your true colors,
Yes.
Artie.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
It's amazing,
Everybody.
it's amazing
And to
how
the public,
this
Laura,
mayor,
please mute Mr. DiGregorio, to the public.
amazing how
I
this
apologize
mayor,
that this council is incapable, not this council, Katrubis, Park, Nataskus, and
Right.
Begats did fine, okay? They actually did their job tonight. Luciano and DiGregorio are incapable of stopping the politics when we call a meeting to order. All they want to do is hit.
Yeah,
No,
what we
we
want to
just-
do is our
we just-
job.
we
wanna
just
be
want to do our
responsible
job,
council
and
people.
yes,
Or
exactly.
end the meeting. Good night, everyone.